People have tried strange ways of traveling across the English Channel. 2 people have swam across the channel, a comedian traveled across by bathtub, and 1 man even flew across with 54 helium balloons. Haven't they ever heard of the Undersea Tunnel? Maybe you've known it as the Channel Tunnel, but there are those who refer to it as simply Chunnel. With this handy-dandy way of traveling across the dangerous English Channel, many people and goods are able to travel across. But just what is the tunnel, and was it worth the cost of building it? And just where does it stand among the other undersea tunnels? Let's find out in today's video. So what exactly is the Channel Tunnel, and why is it such a big deal? Well, it's basically made of 3 tunnels. One of them is for transportation going north, 1 is for going south, and the 3rd is a service tunnel for maintenance workers. But the Channel Tunnel has a lot more going on than just 3 tunnels. According to TED-Ed, there are over 200 kilometers of tunnels, including crossover chambers, emergency passages, and air ducts. It's a lengthy tunnel owned by Eurotunnel. The United Kingdom was a little frightened of building a tunnel to Europe on account of the possibility of being invaded. The United Kingdom is a lone island that did not want to be vulnerable to any other countries. However, they soon decided to go along with France to build the tunnel when such worries died down, and so construction started in 1988. With the help of about 13,000 workers, 15,000 at the peak of construction, and 11 giant boring machines, the Channel Tunnel opened on May 6, 1994. So much excavation had to be done, about 4.9 million cubic meters of it to be exact. The cost back then was £4.65 billion, which is about $6.42 billion. In today's money, that's about £12 billion. That's equal to about $16.5 billion. French and English companies helped with the finances through their private investments. It connects 2 terminals that are 35 miles apart, one in Folkestone, England, and one in Coquelles, France. Of that 35 miles, 24 of it runs underwater, with its deepest part being 246 feet below sea level. The travel time across the Channel Tunnel would take 35 minutes. And what is so financially important about the Channel Tunnel? What can 35 minutes do for the economy? What did $16.5 billion do for Europe? As GetLink will tell you, the Channel Tunnel is a trade link that is £91.4 billion, or around $126.2 billion US for the United Kingdom's economy. Let's talk about some of the commodities that go through this important piece of infrastructure. According to the Eurotunnel website, 28% of goods traded between the UK and continental Europe go through the Channel Tunnel, which represents a value of £138 billion per year, which is about $163.6 billion. Fruit and vegetable make their way through this tunnel, about £12 billion worth of it a year. That's about $16.57 billion. It is also useful for any romantic suitors, as 12 million roses are sent through the tunnel every year on Valentine's Day. And then there's the same-day benefits, like how medical treatments can be prepared one side and delivered on the other the same day, or how express deliveries can be made within 24 hours according to Euractiv. Eurotunnel even says that 1 million e-commerce express delivery parcels travel through the tunnel each day. And we can't forget about the passengers involved. There are about 60,000 passengers that travel through the Channel Tunnel a day, and 21 million people travel through it a year with Le Shuttle and Eurostar. This benefits the United Kingdom's economy with £1.7 billion in inbound tourism a year, according to Business Wire. That's around $2.35 billion in US dollars. Overall, trade that goes through the Channel Tunnel every year is worth £91.4 billion, or around $126.2 billion US dollars. The Channel Tunnel also provides an additional and unexpected advantage. People seem to prefer traveling through the Channel Tunnel by its trains rather than through the air. According to CNN Travel, Mark Smith states that travelers like the experience of Channel Tunnel travel better than being on an airplane, and that they want to cut their carbon footprint. Eurostar backs this by saying Channel Tunnel travel emits 90% less greenhouse gas emissions than flying by a plane. Indeed, the Channel Tunnel is beneficial for the European economy and the global environment. It is a great combination for a transportation business. Furthermore, a nature reserve called Samphire Hoe was created out of the soil from the tunnel, which gives another environmental benefit. You can find this place in Kent, United Kingdom. And even eBay has contributed to the sale of one of the boring machines used to build the tunnel. It sold for £39,999, or just a little under $55,195 in the year 2004. Another one of the boring machines was left in the tunnel due to the difficulty of getting it back out from its immense size. It was placed to one side of the tunnel and got concreted in. Perhaps any other plan to get it out might have been too boring. But how does it compare to other underwater tunnels? What makes the Channel Tunnel stand out from the rest? Well, a couple of sources like TED-Ed and the Eurotunnel website will claim it as the world's longest undersea tunnel, but that is actually not the case. That title rightfully belongs to the Seikan Tunnel in Japan. This tunnel connects Hokkaido Island to the Aomori Prefecture. See, while the Channel Tunnel is an impressive length of about 23.6 miles, the Seikan Tunnel goes on for about 33.5 miles. The Channel Tunnel held that title before for about 4 years until the Seikan Tunnel was completed March 1998. Another Japanese undersea tunnel has an interesting comparison with the Chunnel. It took about 6 years for the Channel Tunnel to be completed, with 2.5 years dedicated to tunneling. But the Tokyo Bay Aqua Line, which connects Kisazaru City with Kawasaki City, took a whopping 31 years to complete. This is odd considering that the tunnel is only around 9.3 miles, which is a lot shorter in length than the Channel Tunnel. Another interesting comparison between the undersea tunnels when it comes to time can be made between the Channel Tunnel and the Severn Tunnel. The latter is about 2.25 miles long. Despite its completion in 1885, the Severn Tunnel could not be used for goods and passengers until 14 years later. For the Channel Tunnel, it only took about 16 months for full service to begin. And the Chunnel ought to pay respects to the elderly Thames Tunnel. It is the oldest undersea tunnel in the world, having been opened in 1843. It is also quite short, spanning only about 1/4 of a mile. Baby steps must have been made when it came to undersea tunnel construction at the time. As mentioned before, the deepest part of the Channel Tunnel is 246 feet below sea level. But incredibly, the Eiksund Tunnel runs far deeper at around a phenomenal 941.6 feet below sea level. Both tunnels have experienced delays in construction, with the Eiksund Tunnel having been 7 months behind schedule, and the Channel Tunnel being 1 year behind. Alright, so it isn't the longest undersea tunnel, but despite all of the comparisons, the Channel Tunnel still has one major thing going for it. It was named one of the 7 modern wonders of the world by the American Society of Civil Engineers. It's among the greats like the Italpu Dam and the Empire State Building. The Seikan Tunnel can't compete with that, even with its extra miles. With that kind of status, financial success, and even environmental benefits, it is no wonder that the Channel Tunnel is so eagerly used. Did you know that the most expensive car to travel through the Channel Tunnel was a LaFerrari? It's worth £5.7 million, which is more than $7.87 million in US dollars. Know any other luxury cars that traveled through the Channel Tunnel? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.